Josh Hennig here on 97.3 ESPN as he joins the Sports Bash each and every week. Seth Everett, you can listen to Seth Everett on the NBC Sports Radio, the 24/7 live sports talk network, which you can listen to at NBCSportsRadio.com and when you download the NBC Sports Radio mobile app. Seth, how you doing this week?
Hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you jumping on.
You got some big shoes to fill.
Well,
there's a lot of pressure on this segment. I hope you're okay with it.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to do my best. I'm going to grab the rosin bag. I'm going to shake it around. I'm going to put my best pitch down the middle.
There you go.
Speaking of pitches.
There's a good chance I'll swing and miss. There's a good chance.
Well, speaking of pitches, you get a guy like Zach Britton now going to the Yankees. And, I mean, this is incredible. You got three guys now in the Yankees bullpen who all have saved at least 130 games in their career. You know, to use the comic book analogy, this is like the Justice League adding another Flash.
Yeah, but, you know, the reality is that, you know, if you want to go deep cuts, this is like, you know, getting somebody to join the Avengers so he doesn't join the Defenders.
Right.
You know what I mean? I thought Britton was just to keep him from Houston. You put Zach Britton on the Astros, and it changes the playing field a lot. It helps them a ton, and I think that was what the purpose of that trade was. It's really just to keep him away from the Astros. And I think that if the Astros had been in on Manny Machado, they would have gone in for Manny Machado. They are trying to keep the Astros at bay because the Astros bullpen is their Achilles heel.
You know, I was thinking about teams that had multiple closers in their bullpen, and in my mind, I went back to 1996 when the Orioles had Jesse Orosco, Randy Myers, and Roger McDowell. And,
wow.
You know, it's funny that, you know, you think about it, there's not been many times in baseball history that you've had that many guys who are legitimate closing experience in one pen.
Yeah, I mean, you think about the Nasty Boys, you know, with Rob Dibble and Randy Myers and Norm Charlton. Yeah, but you're absolutely right. Or you know, you think about that '96 year, Mariano Rivera was the setup guy for John Wetland.
Right.
So yeah, I totally understand. I think that, like I said, it's the strengths of the Yankees are their lineup and their bullpen. And if they can get a lead, they can hold it. The problem is that they don't have starting pitching. And that's why I picked the Red Sox to win the American League East. And I think that, you know, the team that's going to get impacted the most by the lack of a blockbuster deal out there, like you're hearing all these stuff about Jay Happ. And look, I love Jay Happ. I did a podcast with Jay Happ last week, and it's up on iTunes now. And we talk about the Phillies, and we talk about, you know, the time that we got to know each other. And, you know, when I was working there, and the one thing that I take from that was that, you know, as much as I enjoy him personally, I don't know the impact that he will have on any team that he reaches. Now, it's much more inherent that he go to the Brewers because the Brewers, to me, you know, they lost one of their starters, Suter, and, you know, this kid, Zach Davies, is going for an MRI, and, you know, they're in a position where I think they could really use a starting pitcher, but I think that's the Yankees' biggest weakness is, you know, in any series they're going to play, they're not going to have the pitching edge on most days because, you know, you can have Luis Severino, but the reality of it is every team has better than that. You know, the Astros have better than that. The Red Sox have better than that, and even the Indians, if Kluber's healthy.
Another former Philly starting pitcher who's been rumored a lot is Cole Hamels. And I know a lot of people get on him because he's not having the greatest year, but when you break down the home versus away splits, Cole Hamels is a 2.93 ERA on the road and a 6.77 at home. And I spoke to Brett Myers last weekend, and he said he thinks that Cole Hamels is still a stud, but that Texas ballpark is really hurting his stats.
Well, that's a great point. I mean, it's a great statistic. I mean, let's face it, Mike doesn't pull off these kinds of numbers. You know, a lot of the philosophy has been, you know, Hamels is prone to give up the home run ball. And, you know, he always was, but, you know, now it's more than ever. And, you know, you're acquiring a guy. It's a short-term situation. Can you catch lightning in a bottle? Can Cole Hamels be this year's Justin Verlander? That's what the you know, the Rangers are hoping, and that they hope they get a nice return of the investment.
You mentioned home runs. How about Rhys Hoskins? A really great performance at the home run derby, and it seems like he's avoided so far that home run derby curse. He's batting around 293 since the home run derby, and the big thing is 29 plate appearances, only 4 strikeouts. So I guess we can dismiss that home run derby curse, right?
I I didn't even realize he was in the home run derby. I care so little about the home run derby. I have seen, I think, 12 of them, and only the ones that are in person. And I promise, and I say this with all sincerity, if I am not at the home run derby, I will not see the home run derby. I think it's a ridiculous event. I could care less about it, and I couldn't even tell you the 8 guys that were in it.
Well, I had a bunch of people who were worried coming up to me because they were saying, well, Bobby Abreu, Chase Utley, they played poorly after.
I remember that, yeah.
They played poorly after the home run derby, and people were like, oh, no, it's a bad omen. It's like this Sports Illustrated cover curse. And Rhys Hoskins is still a good hitter.
There you go. Well, that's good. I'm glad that curse is over. I remember that. I remember when Abreu went off. I remember when Josh Hamilton went off.
Yep.
But home runs were not, as much. Like, I was disturbed by 10 home runs and 1 sac fly. There has not been an RBI double in the All-Star game in 3 years. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I just think that this game has become a feast or famine game, and so every game is a home run derby.
That's a good point. Seth Everett joining us right now on the Boardwalk Honda hotline on 97.3 ESPN. You can listen to him at NBCSportsRadio.com and the NBC Sports Radio mobile app. Seth, before I let you go, the Baseball Hall of Fame inductions are this Sunday. Vlad Guerrero, Chipper Jones, a great cast. And I bring up Vlad because Vlad was one of my favorite players to watch. I mean, that guy was such a phenomenal hitter that he had a howitzer for an arm. I remember, I think it was in Shea Stadium where he threw out Todd Hundley at home plate from the corner in the outfield.
Oh, very good. Yeah, that's your second really, really good reference.
Well, I am old enough to remember some things.
And Todd Hundley and Armando Benitez. I know what team you liked growing up.
Well, I'm actually a Phillies fan, so I don't know what that says about me.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's a great Hall of Fame class. I think it's really cool that we're getting to see some of these guys getting quicker than some of the guys in the past, like like how they made Jim Rice wait forever.
Sure. The Hall of Fame voting process is a bit of a sham, and I usually scream and yell about that every January. But the Hall of Fame as an institution is an amazing place. If you have any appreciation for the sport, it is a true testament to the game's history. Vladimir Guerrero, I just think is a testament to hard work and determination. When he came up in the big leagues, there were 2 things known about him. Number one, he had the worst mechanics ever, but the best hand-eye coordination. And he had to learn the mechanics because as his hand-eye coordination slowed down, and he lost some of that edge, he was still able to be a real collaborative player, and that was something that was a testament to his work ethic. That's the first thing. The second thing was he only had a 6th grade education. He didn't speak Spanish well. And for him to learn and become as eloquent as he has become over the years is, again, a testament to his hard work and dedication. I think Vladimir Guerrero is a great story, and I'm thrilled for the folks in Montreal to get a chance to celebrate him.
You've been listening to Seth Everett. You can catch him on the NBC Sports Radio, the 24/7 live sports talk network, which you can listen to at NBCSportsRadio.com and download the NBC Sports Radio mobile app today. Seth, I gave you my best pitches today. I hope you enjoyed it.
No, that was good stuff. Those are 2 really good random references. That's great. Todd Hundley, huh? Can we do a Randy Myers next time?
I'll see you the next time I talk to you if I can come up with some more obscure references. How about that?
That's great. It keeps me on my toes.
Seth, appreciate the time.
You got it, man.
Seth Everett joining us on the Boardwalk Honda hotline on 97.3 ESPN. Yeah, for me, look, I'm a Phillies fan, but I love watching Vlad Guerrero. I mean, the guy would hit home runs basically off the ground. He had an amazing arm. You could say that he was one of those hitters that baseball didn't always give enough credit to because he hit over 300 in his career. He hit for power. He hit for average. there was never a moment where you thought Vlad Guerrero wasn't a must-watch at bat. To me, at least in my lifetime, there's about a handful of guys who were must-watch at bats each and every game that he was on television, and to me, Vladimir Guerrero was one of them. Yeah, he tortured the Phillies when he was with Montreal, but it was good to see him finally get the recognition that he deserved when he got to the Angels and he was able to get an MVP award.